Bodyfix. Repair, recover, relive. Bodyfix Clinic.
Hi, my name is Lisa and I am a physiotherapist with a special interest in pelvic health, women's health. But I work at Bodyfix Clinic with Nicole and Andy, and I'm just going to run through a few stretches just to help you out while we're in lockdown, maybe not doing as much exercise as we normally do, or maybe if you've been in the garden doing a little bit more gardening, you're feeling a little bit stiffer into the muscles around your legs or into your back. So I'm just going to run through three stretches which we can do at home, and hopefully that will help give you a little bit more mobility and a little bit more movement through your lower back. So the first stretch we're going to do is for our hamstring, and our hamstring sits at the back of our leg. And it's really important that we maintain the length in our hamstring, because if our hamstrings become quite tight, what then happens is that can affect into our lower back. So hamstring stretch, I think the most effective way is by lying on the floor. Now you don't need to have a TheraBand. You could use a dressing gown belt if you don't have TheraBand. And what you're going to do is you're going to place the belt or the TheraBand or even a leather belt around your leg. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start with the knee nice and straight, and then without letting your knee bend, you're going to bring the knee slowly in towards you, so you feel a stretch down the back of that leg into your hamstrings. Now you don't want to force the stretch, you want to keep it just really gentle, and then once you've got to a point where you feel that you can't go any further, you're going to hold for a count of 20, and then you can release it again just for a little bit, and then bring the leg back in towards you, and again hold for a count of 20. You don't want to bounce the leg in and out, because the muscle's then not going to know whether it needs to lengthen or shorten. So with a stretch, it's best to bring it in and hold it for 20 seconds. If you feel that your hamstrings are really tight and 20 seconds is too much, just release it off a little bit, or you can reduce the amount of time to 10 seconds. And then just lower it down, and then you're going to swap over. The next stretch we're going to do is for our hip and what we call our piriformis muscle. So this can quite often get tight if we've not been doing too much exercise, or alternatively if you've taken up a little bit more running or been a little bit more active than you would do normally. Sometimes our piriformis and our glutes or our bottom muscles can tighten up. So a really good stretch for this one is you're going to cross your right ankle and place it onto your left knee. And then you're going to loop your hands through your left and underneath your left knee and lie yourself back onto the floor. So when you bring that left knee in towards your chest, you will feel a stretch on the outside of that right leg. Now, if this stretch is too much for you, what you can do instead of bringing the knee up towards your chest is you can actually just place the leg onto a block and then cross the ankle, and then slowly raise the block or put another pillow underneath, and that will also give you a stretch into the hip. Okay, then we cross it over and cross your left ankle across your right knee and bring your right knee in towards your chest. Rest your head onto the floor, and this time you should feel the stretch down the outside of that left hip. Again, holding the stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds. But again, if that's too long, then just reduce it to 10 seconds and repeat to each side. And that's for our glutes and for our piriformis, a great stretch to do. The next stretch I'm going to do is for what we call our hip flexors. So for those of you that potentially have not been doing so much and been sitting a little bit, sometimes what can happen is those hip flexors can stiffen up and tighten. And again, that can really affect your lower back. So with this one, what we do is we take one knee out in front. Now, the most important thing is to tuck our tailbone under with this one. So what you want to do is just gently think about tucking that tailbone under, or squeezing that left bottom muscle or the bottom muscle of the knee that's on the floor. And then what you should feel is a stretch right at the top of the hip rather than down towards the knee. And then you're going to take that same hand up towards the ceiling and you're going to lean away from the knee. And what you should feel then is a stretch all the way down through into your hip flexor. Again, what you can do is hold for 20 seconds, but if that's too long, then hold for 10, and then come back up, and then you're going to repeat it to the other side. So again, you take the leg out to the side, out to the front, and then you're going to tuck that tailbone under. So think about tucking that tailbone under so you feel a stretch right at the top of that hip. Take the arm up towards the ceiling, and then lean away from the leg, and you should feel a stretch again all the way down the other side, holding for about 20 seconds.
Bodyfix Clinic.